My mother was a medical technician. She was one of the first women in that field after the war. Everybody knows I mean World War II. But, so following the war, she became a medical technician, and she worked at a hospital that was near where Dr. King was holding his rally. And so I took her to work as it was normally the case, and she told me don't go down there. I go, oh yeah, sure, Mom.
Yeah.
Teenagers know everything, don't they? I mean, so I kind of played it off like I wasn't going to go, but I went anyway, and I'm so glad I did. It was a life-changing event for me. We marched down the street. I marched next to a guy who was a veteran of the civil rights marches in the South, and he was one who told me how to handle the cat calls and all the whatever. And then we got to the middle of the park, and that's when Dr. King was hit by a rock and started bleeding. And I was so obviously outdone that I couldn't believe this was happening in my own town, in the neighborhood that I felt that I knew, but it did. And so, but it was transformative for me in that Dr. King's, his reaction to being hit by the rock was not of anger, not throw another rock back, which would have frankly been my instinct at the time.
Same.
Get another rock and throw it back. Matter of fact, I'm telling a side story. This is not in the book.
Please. We're literally here to listen to you, so tell your stories.
Marching down the street, and these people are lining the streets screaming at us. And there was a kid who was about my age. He had to be 14, 15 years old. And he was screaming, semi-humans, go home. Semi-humans, go home. And I said, you mean semi-humans go home, don't you? He goes, oh, thanks. So, that's the vignette for that. I remember from that march. But it was pretty traumatic. But Dr. King's attitude and his response to being hit by a rock was one. It was almost otherworldly. He took it in stride. He was very calm. He did not react out of anger. He just kind of not smiled, but he just kind of took it, got his handkerchief out of his pocket and started mopping his brow. The blood was streaming down his face. At least I recollect, that was my recollection, that you could see the blood. And he just kind of mopped it away and, like, oh, no, I forgive them all, Yeah. So he took a very high road in response to what was going on. And that formed me, that shaped me at that moment.